Happy greetings, everyone. I am Crystal Forman, the owner and educator of Holistic Wellness and Health, where we make healthy living easy, nutritious, delicious, and fun, with a focus on plant-based foods and meditation to help you live a healthier, compassionate, and more vibrant life. Today, we are making our roasted fall harvest soup, and the recipe is on the website at holistic-wellnessandhealth.com. So let's get started. So I've already started prepping some of the veggies that we're using for this. And I have my oven preheating, or actually it's preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So for this recipe, we want a winter squash. You can use either a butternut squash or another type of squash. For this, I'm actually using butternut squash. If you're here live, say hello, let me know you're here. If you're watching this as a replay, let me know that as well. So what I'm doing right now is finishing up the prep to get everything in the oven. I got a little bit behind today, which is unusual. So I'm going to show you all of the steps. This is actually, you're catching the tail end because I want to get this in the oven so that I can show you the rest of the steps. So we are broadcasting on a few different channels right now. So if you can just let me know that you can see and hear, okay, looks like that's fine. Just let me know. We have a camera angle a little different today as well. So we're just going to mix all of this together, get it on our cookie sheet, and I'll explain everything in one moment. We have our sheet. I like to use parchment paper to line everything, just to make cleanup easier. Just going to mix this up, and then we're going to go over everything. So if you're just joining, you haven't really missed anything. I'm just getting started. Just want to get this in the oven. And then I will go over all of the steps for our roasted fall harvest soup and all of the ingredients as well. Just getting this in here and just spreading this out. Getting this in the oven. So I'll be right back in less than 30 seconds, less than 10 seconds. There we go. All right, so there we go. Let's get started. We have our butternut squash for this. We're also going to use organic apples. We're leaving the skin on because it's organic. If we're using non-organic apples, you can definitely peel it first, okay? We're also using some diced red onion. And I've already started peeling our butternut squash and dicing them. So I'm going to dice this up. This is a great warming soup. It has a lot of great spices in here as well. I'm actually just going to put it all in this bowl. For this, I have 2 tablespoons of our coconut oil. I'm using unrefined coconut oil, which means that you can get the scent of the coconut oil. If you don't like the smell or flavor of coconut oil, you can use refined coconut oil, and that'll work too. Right, can you all see and hear everything okay? Listening, I know we have a different setup than normal today. So I have my diced onions here. I'm using a whole medium, or you can use half of a large red onion. If you don't have red onions, use what you have. You can use yellow onions for this as well. Just put that in the bowl. And we have some fresh ginger here. If you don't have fresh ginger, you can use grated ginger or dried ginger. I'm just going to peel off the skin, and we're going to put this all in our bowl as well. You want about a tablespoon of our ginger. And you don't have to mince it up too much. Hi, Miss Ernestine, thank you. Yeah, so we just putting the fresh ginger in here, and it's good to go with that. And then we're going to dice up our apples. So we're using our organic apples once again. It's usually about $1 more a pound than conventional apples. And to me, it's worth it because you can use all of it, eat all of it, and not be as concerned about the pesticides they use. But if you are using conventionally grown apples, just make sure you wash it in baking soda. That helps to remove a lot of the pesticides that are commonly used in the U.S. And these don't have to be perfect because they're all getting roasted. So it doesn't have to be perfectly cubed for presentation because it's also getting blended. Yes. So we've continued our theme of butternut squash. So I think we have one more butternut squash dish we're doing. We're also celebrating National Hot Breakfast Month by putting hot breakfast recipes on the YouTube channel. So Ms. Winston, you're already on the YouTube channel, so you can check that out. So that is all of those ingredients. I'm going to put in our melted coconut oil. Once again, I'm using the unrefined. I don't mind the coconut flavor, so totally up to you what you want to use. I'm just going to coat our veggies, and then we're going to put our seasonings on, and that's what makes this dish very warming. Awesome. So we have here, let's see, a half teaspoon of ground cloves, a half teaspoon of nutmeg, half teaspoon of allspice, and 1.5 teaspoons of ground ginger. So just going to put all of that on here. Mix it up again, and then the step you all caught me doing at the end is what we're about to do. So at the beginning of this was the end step. So putting it on the cookie sheet and getting it in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So depending on the size of your produce, how small you cut it, it'll determine how long it'll take to cook. So it'll usually take about 25 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's nice and coated here. And we're going to put this on our cookie sheet as well. Then we have parchment paper and cookie sheet here. So if you don't have parchment paper, another thing you can use is silicone, like a mat like that. That's really good to use, and it's reusable, so I like that. If you use enough oil, it probably won't stick to your pan too much, but this makes cleanup a lot easier. So just going to spread this out on the cookie sheet here. Does anyone have any questions? So once again, we are broadcasting on the Holistic Wellness and Health Facebook as well as the YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do. This is another way to support what we're doing by letting them know that people are watching. Yeah. This is it. The recipe, once again, is on the website at holistic-wellnessandhealth.com/blog. And you'll see it right away. If you don't see it, like if you're watching this as a replay much later, then just type in soup and you'll see all of the soups that are available. We're going to get this in the oven and take the other one. Just kind of check on that one. Let's see how it's doing. It's doing okay. Ooh, it smells awesome. So I'm going to just let it sit in there just a little longer. And while that's going, if you have any questions about any of the dishes I've been doing, if you have any questions about butternut squash, let me know. I'm going to actually finish cutting this one up as well. Definitely save the seeds for the butternut squash. It's high in zinc, which is very important for our immune system. This is a little tough one. All right, there we go. So this is the neck part of the butternut squash, so it doesn't have seeds. What I cut up earlier was the bottom, so I had already taken the seeds out. But you all have seen me do videos of that, so I was just kind of trying to make the video a little shorter. I'm going to let this stuff stay in the oven just a little while longer. It won't be the full 20 minutes, but just enough to soften it so that we can blend it and make it into a nice, delicious soup. Once again, I'm just dicing this up. So our butternut squash is very high in beta carotene, just like carrots. So you can kind of see from that color, it's the beta carotene is what becomes vitamin A in our body, which helps with our skin. It helps with our immune system as well, and it helps with our vision, especially night vision. So you want to make sure you're getting enough vitamin A in your body from just eating it, but also from, sorry, I just saw something pop up. Yeah, it's mostly, from eating. You can put it on, like some people use skin creams with vitamin A, but you don't need to use that necessarily. But you can always rub this on your face as well to get some of that vitamin A from your butternut squash in a natural manner. So I'm just gonna finish chopping this up. I think we are still good. Awesome. So this is a blended soup. You can make it as creamy or chunky as you like. My parents actually like little chunks in their soup, so I'm not going to blend it super smooth. I don't care. I like it super smooth. I like it chunky. So it's really up to you once you get it all roasted and how you want to serve it. So what I'm going to do is do it in batches whenever you're using hot produce. You want to make sure that you don't fill up the blender all of the way. So I'm going to actually take our produce out of the oven and we will get it into our blender to start that process. All right. So this is good and hot. It smells awesome with all of the spices and herbs and everything that we put in here. It's awesome. So we're going to do this in probably 4 batches. I'm using organic veggie broth. I like the Giant brand. All these, sometimes you can find it there as well. Yeah, or you can make your own, which I talk about a lot as well. So make your own broth. But in this case, I'm using store-bought. I'm just going to put in about a cup. Actually, let's put our dry in first. So we're going to put in just some of this right into our blender. When you're blending hot things, you need to be very careful about not just overfilling it, but making sure there's air. That all of the heat escape. Hi, Miss Adrienne. Yeah, so we're making our roasted fall harvest soup. And we just roasted some apples, butternut squash, red onions, and ginger. And so now I'm going to add some of our veggie broth. About a cup. When all is said and done, we're going to end up using 4 cups. So we're going to use all of this. Unless you see like it's thinner than you want, then you don't have to use as much broth. So let's just going to get slightly loud. Oops. So like I said earlier, my parents actually like chunky soup. So I'm going to leave it somewhat chunky here. I think you all can see that. And because I didn't put too much in, I actually feel like I can put more in before I start pouring it into another container. So I'm just going to add some more. And this is a great soup to make ahead. So if you make a big batch of it, you can reheat it on the stove throughout the week. And it's great with serving with some pumpkin seeds on top, or even some sunflower seeds are really good too. We're going to serve this with a flatbread today. And I'm just going to add some more broth. Does anyone have any questions? Happy Friday, Miss Adrienne. Yes, I can see your comments today. Yes. Happy Friday. Right. So just putting the top on. So when you're blending something hot, this top actually has a vent in it. If you have a blender that does not have a little vent, a hole in it, take this off. And then just put like a cloth, a tea towel or something on top when you blend it. If you have a blender that does not let you take the top off and it's like all sealed, then just get like some tea towels or something, put it on top and blend, like turn up the speed slowly. If you don't do that, it's a chance that the heat will build up a lot of pressure. So it's very important to do. So let's just get this going some more. And we'll do that a couple more times, but the soup is done. I can show you finished product. So if you wanted to put this back on the stove, let's say you let your roasted veggies cool a lot, you can just put this in a saucepan, heat it up, and serve. So let's do this one. Like I said, we kept it a little chunky. You can kind of see that here. And we're going to serve this with a flatbread, and it is ready to go. Like I said, you can also top it with some seeds or any other topping you want. Some people would put yogurt, like a vegan yogurt. You could do a coconut yogurt or any other the other yogurts that are out there. There's so many to choose from now that, you could put that, just kind of swirl it on top, and it's beautiful as well. You can also serve this with pecans. The picture shows it with pecan, so you can do that as well. So if there's any questions, let me know. If you watch this as a replay, let me know that as well. Thank you, Ms. Adrienne and Ms. Ernestine, for showing up live. And I know a few other people were on, so thank you all as well. And but I can see their comments. So thank you all for making comments as well. I appreciate you all. So next week, is there a butternut squash recipe that you are interested in seeing me make? I know I've done butternut squash fries. I've done all types of butternut squash things. So we're rounding out this month with some more butternut squash things. But I love this because the apple is sweet and it just kind of balances everything out. I use gala apples for this. But you can use, depending on what type of flavor you're going for, Granny Smith is a nice crisp apple and it's a little tart, so that would be good in this. All of these veggies are pretty much veggies that would have been harvested in the fall, but are still available now. So like most butternut squash was harvested in November and December, but there's still a lot of it available. So that's what we're getting from a lot of the farms right now. Yeah, so I think that is it. Thanks again, Ms. Ernestine and Ms. Adrienne. I will see you all next week for our live at 5 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you hit the notification. So usually I'll put out a post saying I'll be going live. If you hit the set reminder, that'll let you know like that I'll be coming live soon. And I believe YouTube does the same thing. Yes, they do. So either one of them you can do that with. All right. So thank you so much. Peace, love, and blessings, everyone. Take care.